I'm not gonna lie, this is actually kind of awkward. Seems Josh and I have downloaded the same best man speech. So I guess I don't need these anymore. On to plan B. Colton is my favorite brother. He's my favorite brother. He is so charming. Sorry, Colton, I can't read your handwriting. I can't use your speech either.
Yeah! That was well done.
On to plan C then. I would like to add to Josh's speech in that growing up, Mom is the one that taught us about love and compassion and hard work in and out of a relationship. So if Dad taught us how to have fun, Mom taught us how to be civil and think before we act. And trust me, that last lesson took us a lot longer than it was supposed to. So thank you to our mother, because let's be honest, if it was just Dad, we'd probably be in prison instead of at this beautiful wedding. I haven't come across many people who have the privilege of calling their brothers best friends, but that's exactly what Colton, Josh, and I are, best friends. They're the first people I think of when I want to do something fun, such as camping, playing basketball, drinking, or spreading the good word. So you can imagine how ecstatic I was when Colton asked Josh and I to be co-best men. I thought, this couldn't be better. Josh and I are going to throw the best bachelor party ever. Which we did. And I'll say there may or may not have been a pink unicorn sighting. That's still up in the air. But then I thought of all the other obligations that came with that responsibility, like this speech and not losing the wedding ring, which was tough. So then I kind of regretted accepting so quickly. It wasn't until I made the demand that I get dibs on the maid of honor that I was really in for it all. Despite our unbreakable friendship now, we weren't always like this. Believe it or not, Colton and I never got along. Never. And I took it as my brotherly duty to toughen him up. Which in most cases was just an excuse to make fun of him, to pick on him. It wasn't until we got into a little scuffle that we finally became friends. It's funny how a punch to the face can change how you think. And normally, on any other given day, I'd tell you that that punch made me respect him more, and that my toughening up finally worked. Because if he had the cojones to stand up to his older brother, and notice I said older, not bigger, he could stand up to anyone else in the world and never back down. But the real reason we became friends is because I became afraid of him. I mean, look at this hunk of man. Look at him. On a serious note, if any of you, and I do mean any of you, ever repeat that confession, I will deny. So Jen, I would like to take this time to apologize for his bullheadedness and his stubbornness, because I'm pretty sure that's my fault. I'm sorry. Now, because Colton and I became such good friends, we told each other everything, and I do mean everything. So I remember when Colton and Jen started talking, and I knew right from the start she was different because of the reverence he used when speaking about her. It wasn't long after that I got to spend a week in Belize with Jen, Colton, and Blaine. And I knew immediately why he used such reverence. She was so kind, full of energy, and always had a smile on. Whether that was the sun, Colton, or the rum, I will never know. But she was so fun to be around that I knew she was a perfect match for Colton. I learned that she was the motivation to Colton's laziness, the happiness to Colton's grumpiness, and the sole controller of Colton's leash.
Oh.
But she does share his passion for life, his drive to succeed, and his tenacity in that she never backs down. Which is why I'm also a little scared of her too. So Jen, I welcome you to the family with open arms. And cheers to Colton and Jen, to a lifetime of happiness mixed with a little reserve on Jen's part so she doesn't poison Colton's food. Cheers.
Cheers. Here, here.